Machine Music City Grand Prix, live this Sunday on this IndyCar Radio Network station.
Friday night lights are back and so is high school football on Wslm Radio, where your team comes to play. Wslm brings the heat and you don't want to miss a beat. High school football's where the action's at, so tune in now on Wslm, no need to chat. Friday night lights are back and so is high school football on Wslm Radio. Wslm is bringing you all the touchdowns, tackles, and triumphs live over the radio and streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Don't believe me, just listen.
Gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hey, we are live right here at McDonald's for Coach's Corner tonight. Hey, we got one question first. Is the ice cream machine working? All right, the ice cream machine is on point tonight. Get your hindins out here and get some ice cream and feed that need for some cold, refreshing treats. So, hey, got a great coach in front of me sitting here tonight. Going to talk a little bit about what happened last week and what's going to happen this week, Coach. Coach Gleason with me on tonight. First off, so Coach, let's get into this. What happened last week?
Well, we played Silver Creek, and they've got a good football team. And I thought we came out and did some good things. We ended up having to start Ethan Campbell at quarterback. Adam has been sick, and he was out, so we started our second string quarterback. Ethan Campbell did a great job running our offense. We were down 7-0. We got ahead 8-7. And then at half, we were down 21-8, and kind of wheels kind of fell off. But I was proud of our effort. We had a lot of guys out. We had Noah Dalton has been out for us. He's our two-way starter at middle backer and at tackle. And Adam was a two-way starter at safety and quarterback. So they were both out. And then you throw in Noah Deaton, another senior who had a good first half, but ended up getting an injury and didn't make it through the end of the game. So we were down 3 seniors just like that. And so we had a lot of young kids playing. Well, I think we ended up playing a lot of freshmen towards the end of the game. But it was good. I mean, we did some good things. We got a lot of things to work on. I mean, we're just a young football team right now, playing a lot of sophomores, and juniors. And I said we only have 7 seniors on the team.
Right.
3 of them were out the other night. So, it's and you get the call right before the start of the game that you got to play your, Adam was going to try to go.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't do it. And it was hot. And it was probably best that he didn't play, and he didn't. And Ethan did fine. We just got to do some great things around him, and, he'll be our starter again this week. And, I'm excited about him and what the future holds for us.
Looking at that game last week, you guys are a 2A school, because we've brought down to 2A. I mean, Silver Creek's a 4A school, and I mean, they are an absolute, they got a lot of kids on that field, and to go into that game at 28, or what was it? It was 41-8 at the final score. Yeah. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. You guys going from that into that game, because I mean, there's some talent over there. They've got a lot of kids. You're plagued with injuries right now. I think that with that's respectable to me.
They didn't pick us up and throw us into the bleachers. That's for sure.
Exactly.
So that was good. Our kids fought and played hard. I mean, effort's not our problem right now. It's just youth and inexperience.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now. Kids playing their first varsity football games. But no, we had the lead on them at the end of the first quarter. They're a good football team, but again, we fought. We're in certain spots we're undersized.
Right.
We're young. I mean, we're starting a lot of sophomores, and then you throw in the heat. We didn't get to practice.
Right.
Neither did they. I mean, that's not an excuse, but
I mean, you guys got a lot of talent on that team. You got Braxton Dean. You've got Waylon Foster.
Yep.
You've got a lot of talent that goes even in the junior and sophomore level. So I see within the next year or 2 years, that especially with the seniors you're going to be losing this year. I think, you're going to be getting, more experience.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to be familiar with your program.
Yeah, it's, we didn't punt.
Yeah.
We punted one time in 2 games.
Yeah.
And
that means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Logan had 180 yards rushing, and so he's, against I think he probably had over 100 in the first half. I'm guessing, but
he's turned into a phenom.
So for us to do that and be able to run the football, we were limited offensively.
Right. Right.
Just because, but it's been for us to be able to do that. That shows a lot. We got to take care of the ball better.
Right.
We know our kids know that. We know that. We got to take care of the ball better. But we got down to the red zone. We were down 8-7 and we were down 14-8 and got the ball getting ready to score again inside the red zone and turned it over.
Yeah.
So we could have gone ahead there in the second quarter, and we did. And we got to take care of the ball better. And but no, we fought. I'm proud of our guys. It's when adversity strikes at football, you never know.
Right.
What's going to happen. Ask the New York Jets when Rodgers goes down there, game 1, first series. I mean, just ask them. So you gotta improvise, and you gotta have to play through adversity, and that's what we've done. And we'll be excited when those guys come back, and I'm sure they'll be back and hungrier than ever because anytime you got your senior year and you're injured or you're sick and you only get so many football games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not like basketball where you can go play picnic games your whole life.
Right.
No, this is it. This is it for football, and I hate it for those guys that have to miss because you don't get those games, you don't get them back.
Right.
But they'll come back hungry when they do come back, and in the meantime, our young kids are going to get better.
Right. And I talked to Josh, this afternoon. He said that Adam's throw a lot better. He's hoping he'll be back in the groove, next week, and excited about that because kid, I love that kid. Family's a good family.
It's horrible, and there's not a kid in our program that works. He's the face of our program.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he really is. And I just hate it for him, and because he is our spiritual leader. I mean, he is the guy.
Right.
And we don't throw all our eggs in one basket, but that he is. And, and I hate it for him. Just personally. I mean, he just he only gets so many games. He's worked his butt off for the last 2 years, 3 years to get to this point, and here you are, can't even participate.
Right.
So hopefully we get him back here a couple weeks or whatever he's able to do it.
So going into this next game, going into the Battle of 56, which I always thought that was a great way of actually putting that because you guys are going for the sign. I mean, the sign's the trophy. So going for that game here, what have you done because this kind of hit you out of the broad side last week. So now that you know you're not going to get at them, what are you actually preparing for this game?
Oh, man, we go into it the same. I mean, nothing really changes. It's just our younger kid. Ethan gets a lot more reps.
Right.
In practice, when we're healthy, Adam gets 90% of the reps.
Right.
Ethan gets 10%. Well, now Ethan's getting 90%, and Adler's getting 10%. Adler Cox, our freshman who's next up. So he's got to be ready to go, too. So that's the difference, just getting more practice reps, just getting going.
So on this week, since you are going, from a turf game to, now, Scottsburg, they do not have turf. What do you do on do you practice on
highly overrated. Highly overrated. No, we practice on our field. I mean, there's sometimes we have to practice on the grass.
Sure.
But our practice field has holes in it.
Right. Yes.
So
roll my ankle plenty of times.
Exactly. So that's just what we don't need is another rolled ankle or so. So whenever we have the opportunity to be on our game field, we're going to be on our game field because it's the safest surface.
Right.
For us.
Right.
Just even though we're playing on grass, I was at Floyd Central for 11 years and we had turf and we played at the grass teams, for years there. Bedford never had turf and Jeffersonville never had turf, but we did okay. So I think that's highly overrated. I want the safety of our kids and not having holes in the middle of the field and having a nice smooth surface is the best way to go.
Now, who has the sign?
Well, they beat us twice.
I didn't know if they had the sign last year.
Yeah, they beat us twice last year. They beat us in the regular season, and then
about this week, get back in the groove of, now you're actually playing on an equal playing field, because I don't care what anyone says, Silver Creek is not an equal playing field.
Yeah.
So, coming back to this, I think that, this game's going to be much better for you guys and more of a, and not just equal, but also more in our playing,
Yeah, we go through the gauntlet first 4 games.
Right.
North Harrison is a physical football team. You're going to get it, and then you go to Silver Creek, and then you got Scottsburg and then Brownstown. Those are our first 4 out of the gate, and then Springs Valley. Springs Valley's ranked in the top 10 in 1A. So
Right.
we got 5 games out of the get go that are going to be bears. So hopefully it makes us a better football team. Hopefully we're healthy towards the end of the year when it matters most. And that's the goal of any coach. We want to be playing our best football in October.
Yeah, because, these games are important for the kids, basically saying, okay, well, we're going to win or we're going to lose or whatever, but the biggest goal is to make it a section.
Yeah, and we tell our kids that, not one game does not a season make.
Right.
We want to get better each and every day. Control the things you can control, attitude, character, and effort. And if we lose, we lose. We win, we win. I mean, we're not going to get too elated if we win, and we're not going to get too down if we lose. We just want to control what we can control and get a little bit better. And then hopefully we get healthy towards the end of the year, as we get towards the end of the season and, make a run.
Right, and the injuries that you guys have, there's no reason why that those kids should be able to come back for the end of the season. So
We hope so. Yeah, we hope so.
So, all right, well, thank you, Coach, very much for coming in tonight, and it's always a pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Hopefully when we talk to you next week,
Let's hope so.
we'll be on the other side of this game.
Let's hope so. But we'll give it the best we can.
All right, fantastic.
All right.
Hey, everybody, we're going to go to a few messages, and we'll be right back.
Hoosier fans, it's a new era of Indiana football. Cashy Action's head coach Kurt Signetti leads your Hoosiers into Memorial Stadium on Friday, September 6th against the Western Illinois Leathernecks. Purchase your tickets today for all remaining home games this fall by calling 812-855-4006 or by visiting IUHoosiers.com. Cheer on the Hoosiers to victory and help pack the rock. Go, IU.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance. But not just any insurance. We're good at...
No.
Did you forget the parking brake? Yes, you forgot the parking brake. Insurance. When the forecast calls for cheese ball-sized hail insurance. Even shouldn't have parked under that tree. Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Call your Washington County Farm Bureau agent, Jason Petmeyer, at 812-620-8923. This is Becky White from Wslm, and I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Fall is in the air, and so are the incredible deals at John Jones Auto Group. As the leaves change colors, so should your ride. Drive off in style this season with our spectacular fall savings. From sleek sedans to rugged SUVs, we've got a perfect match for your autumn adventures. Enjoy cozy comfort with heated seats. Get spectacular views of the fall leaves with a panoramic sunroof. Or take that trip with a brand new whip. Our friendly team at John Jones Auto Group is ready to help you find the perfect vehicle with financing options that fit your budget. So why wait? Swing by John Jones Auto Group today at one of our 4 convenient locations: Salem, Scottsburg, Greenville, or Corden, or visit us online at johnjonesautogroup.com to browse our full inventory. This fall, drive away with a deal that's as refreshing as the season. And remember, at John Jones Auto Group, you see so many because they pay so little.
Drew and Jonathan Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance is committed to protecting your dream home so that your family has a place to share laughs, celebrations, and milestones.
Which is why their new homeowner discount rewards customers who have purchased a new home in the last 3 years with a discount on their homeowner's policy.
American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated at 812-277-1400 today.
Discount and savings amounts and eligibility will vary. Some restrictions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Products not available in every state.
Planning to buy some land or build a new home or maybe put up a fence? Do you know your property lines? Are you in a floodplain? When it comes to surveying your property, call someone you can trust with years of experience. That's McAllister Land Consulting. Call 812-274-0860, providing fast, friendly service at reasonable rates. McAllister Land Consulting can provide a wide range of services, including residential and commercial certified land surveys, flood elevation certificates, and land usage consulting. Get to know your property. Call McAllister Land Consulting for a free quote today at 812-274-0860.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Give Du Bois County Tire a call. Big or small, they service all. They have the name brand tires you know to keep you cruising on down the road. They got tires for driving mean. They even got them for your farm machine. You can call them day or night. Du Bois County Tire does it right. Big or small, we service all. Du Bois County Tire.
Now through March 31st, buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get $70 back by mail on Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Get up to $100 when you use your CFNA credit card. Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Available at Washington County Tire Shop in Salem. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See BridgestoneRewards.com for details.
Big or small, we service all. Du Bois County Tire.
You're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are live right here at McDonald's, and the ice cream machine is on point and ready to get some ice cream. So, hey, get out here, get the ice cream machine, get out and get some ice cream before this machine goes down. I mean, you need to run. I mean, I'll see you go down and back up in 20 minutes. So, get out here. Hey, I tell you what, we had a great interview there with Coach Wslm. Now we've got the Eastern coach, Coach Bad. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you, Sidney?
Good. Very good. I tell you what, it's football season, man. I tell you what, how can you be mad or bad on football season?
Well, I'm more of a basketball guy, but I agree with you. I'm excited about this year and see what we can do.
Yeah, I tell you what, seeing what has happened so far, I mean, I'm excited about Eastern football, in all honesty.
Yeah, I mean, we had a letdown last week, and one we want to forget about and move on, and hopefully we learn from it, and, it don't get no easier this week.
I always say that, the week after a loss, the last thing these coaches want to do is come in and talk to me on the radio with the 5 people that are listening to the program right now. I can't really blame it. So what happened last week, Coach? Let's just kind of go through it here.
Well, we executed, I thought, the game plan for about the first 8 minutes of the game. We got the opening kick, drove it past midfield, had a penalty that set us back, had to punt, and we had them in bad field position, and we held them 3 and out. Kind of what we wanted to do. We knew it was going to be that type of game, and they punted away, and from our standpoint, we didn't feel like our punt returner touched the ball. They said he did, and in 25 years of coaching, I've never seen a coach overturn a call with a referee, so we wasn't going to win that battle. And, from there, they got the ball, I believe, at about the 12-yard line and punched it in, and, we come back, drove the ball against them again, and, kind of got some offensive line issues and let them through. Cody was in trouble, hurried to throw, threw it away, intercepted it, and from there the wheels fell off. I think they ran 2 plays and scored from about 40 yards, and the wheels fell off. We never really recuperated and went down 35-0 at the half. And at that point, we didn't want to bang ourselves up any more than what we were going into our first conference game this weekend, and put some kids in that don't normally get playing time. And as we call them, the JV kids, even though we don't have a JV team. And I really thought they came in and played very well. Tell City played their JV most of the second half, and we held our own pretty well with them guys, and which is encouraging for the future for us as well. So
looking at this, going from the first game, going against West Washington, I guess the only thing that I saw during that game was the penalties. That was the only thing I really saw that you guys really did wrong. Was that something in this game that you guys have cleaned up quite a bit?
We did, but we had 3 holding penalties in the first half that was costly. I mean, we were at midfield both times, driving the ball. So it stops them drives, and then when we don't get stops on returns, it's easy to go down 3 to 4 possessions. And the type of offense we run, we can't get behind that much because we're a slow type of offense and just want to, maintain the clock like we did at West Washington.
Yes.
Yeah. But we did get better on the penalties this week. Hopefully we'll continue to get better with that going into this weekend. So
now, looking at this week's game, we're going up against Brownstown. Saw what they did last week, Charlestown. I mean, that's I don't know how really Charlestown's always been good.
Right.
I don't know whether the Hawk over there has some young players or what the heck's going on. So, what do you guys do to prepare for this type of a game?
Well, I don't think you change anything. We prepare for them just like we did Tell City. We have to be disciplined on defense. We have to do our job, not try to be a hero and do what we want to do. We have to do what the game plan is and stay to it. Offensively, we got to stay on the field, protect Cody in the backfield, and not let him get rushed and get, murdered back there like we did at times last Friday night because, you got to give Tell City credit. They're a great team. I mean, they're going to be a tough outcome in the postseason. And lucky us, they're in our sectional with Brownstown. So, we're facing 2 of the top probably favorites of our sectional in 2 weeks. So we don't change a whole lot. They're going to play a little faster, I feel like, than Tell City did. A little bit of misdirection on the handoffs and stuff like that. But they're big on the front line just like Tell City was, and we're going to have to be ready for that. They do a lot of stunts and twists on the line, and, watching the Charlestown game, I mean, they didn't take them long to get to the backfield. We're going to have to be ready.
Yeah, I know that when I was in middle school, my brother was playing high school football at that point. And, I remember in one of the sectional games, we had to go down and play Tell City. It was 4 degrees, and I had never seen these kids came out on the field, and they were like college players. I'm going, oh my gosh, this is Tell City. And are they still a 2A team now?
Yeah, I feel like they are. I mean, they got 2 twin brothers that's running backs. That's just, probably some of the best running backs we'll see all year. And but they are disciplined. They're kind of like another Brownstown from another region because the community's bought into it, teams bought into it, and they are disciplined and they do a very good job. So I feel like they are. Yes.
Yeah. Looking at Brownstown, that's one thing I've always said. If we could get in Washington County all of our people here in Washington County to buy in like what they have over there at Brownstown, that they should be unstoppable. So
I agree. And
I think you guys are on the way there. From what TJ and you have brought to this program, and talking to the other kids that you guys that's been on the show, it's completely different than what it was even last year.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Coach Newton's brought a whole new atmosphere to football. We had more kids than I can ever remember come out. Kids that hadn't played in a while came back out. And, I don't know, the knowledge is there and everything, but I think the biggest change that I see is the kids' accountability. He's holding them accountable. They're holding each other accountable. They respect him, which in return makes them play harder for him. We kind of felt like they give up a little bit last Friday night in the game, but I don't think that's something that's going to continue because these kids truly respect him and want to play for him. And you see it where they feel comfortable going up and talking to him. Coach, what do I do here? Or, can we try this or whatever? And he's open to listening to them. May not do what they want to do, and that's the kind of relationship that builds success, in the program.
Yeah, because, whenever, a kid messes up or whatever the case would be, and, when you just yell at a kid, is one thing. When you yell at a kid and he goes, well, how can I fix it? and then you show him how he can fix it, and you have that kind of more of a conversation more than just yelling at kids. You get through to the kids so much better than what you can, just by yelling at them. So knowing that, we got you brought a few with you.
Yeah.
So we got a junior here. You all might have heard of him. His name's Brody Temple. I heard of Brody Temple. How's it going, Brody? Good. How are you? Good. Very good. So junior this year. Yes, sir. Played all 4 years, or you're going to play all 4 years this year, or this in high school?
Yeah, I was. I played a little bit of. I didn't play any offense freshman year, but I played a little bit of defense. He was a junior whenever I was a senior. He played over me, and then he got into some trouble, and so I got to play a little bit of defense freshman year, and then last year I started every game I wasn't injured.
Yeah. I did see you. I paid attention whenever you and Gavin were playing together the other night, or a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Yep, Gavin, just stay away from Brody. Just stay away from Brody." So tell me, you're a junior. What's it mean to go into this season versus what you've dealt with in the past?
So, as going into this year, I wasn't an upperclassman or nothing. I was bottom of the totem pole. I started from scratch. I had to show coach that I could play freshman year, and that was all on scout team. That's the only way I could prove to coach that I could even play. And then my roles this year is, helping the younger kids, being a leader. As one of the 5 captains, I feel like I have to take the team on my back when they're not doing certain things right, and not carrying the team or anything like that, but just making sure, we're working in the weight room hard, we're hustling at practice, the little things.
Those little things like that, when you take those kids and you reinforce on what the coach is trying to do, and that's one thing about great leaders is you're taking, the information from the coach, and you're looking at the other players saying, hey, we need to do this, and this is why we need to do this. Right. And, seeing the discipline that I see this year coming from you guys is much better than what I've seen in the past. So and we have another kid, student here, Mr. Tucker, right? Yeah, so let me turn this up. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, now we got you. So tell me about yourself here.
I didn't play much my freshman year because I just didn't have the mindset for it, to be honest. And then sophomore year coming in, I was basically on the bench for the first 4 weeks till I showed coach that I could get in there and go. And then I played with all upperclassmen linemen, 2 seniors and 3 juniors on the line, and I had to compete for my position against people like Caleb and them.
Right. Looking at, I'm telling you, everybody, they walked in, and I thought, the people back here and behind the counter at McDonald's kind of freaked out because they thought, oh, my gosh, these kids are coming in, they're going to eat us out of food. I told them the drive-thru is going to be out of food here in a minute because these guys are going to get something to eat. So there's some meat sitting here. So we got Chase.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Chase.
Freshman, kind of just looking forward this season, a lot to get to, and trying to get everything ready to go.
Yeah, so do you have any kind of goals that you're wanting to set personally for yourself when you get ready to go to, the next level?
Just basically to go as hard as you can. That thing gets you anywhere in life, and keep everything positive.
There's a lot of truth to that. I've told my kids for a long time, if you want to get somewhere, you go as hard as you can, and no matter what, always be that leader. So now, are you on varsity?
Yeah.
You said you're a freshman, so I tell you what, that's a lot of responsibility to be a freshman and be on varsity.
Yeah.
But you ought to see this kid. He's 400 pounds. He's he's 9 feet tall. I mean, he's a phenom coming in here. So, we've got a heck of a week coming up, Coach. So, what's the prediction this week?
Well, I think if we execute, and anytime you go to Brownstown, you're down 14-0 before it starts. I mean, you're facing a great program over there. But, you know, as long as we believe, and it's the only ones that have to believe is the ones in that locker room, I feel like we can come out of there with a win. You know, we're 0-16 against them.
Yeah.
You know, why not be the first group that beats them?
Absolutely.
So that's the mindset I feel like we have to have and continue to work hard. And if we stay disciplined into game plan, I think we can do that.
Yeah. Now, the weather's supposed to be amazing this week. Well, I say that. It's supposed to rain, and hopefully by 5:30, this rain's going to be out of here. So we're hoping we'll have a great night for football. But it's going to be hopefully cool it off a little bit. We're going to have a great night for football.
Well, they got turf, so it ain't going to matter.
Well,
we'll still play. It'll be slick, but
it will be slick.
But yeah, it'll definitely be better than last Friday night when the game times changed 3 times on Friday due to the heat and everything, and it was hard on everybody. But
that kills us every year.
Yeah,
every year it's that, you know, that we fight the heat, and by the time the end of the season's over, we're like, oh, I'm gonna get my park out now. This is pretty silly.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll go give it our best shot, and you know, that's all we can do.
Good, very good. All right, boys, we need to go get you something to eat. And hey, thank you very much, Coach, for coming in and bringing these kids. I mean, you know, I love talking to kids, finding out what their mindsets are. You know.
We appreciate you guys doing this, and I can't guarantee what kind of crew you'll have with us next week when we come.
Hey, I don't care. You can just send somebody. I just want to talk to you. Because there's nothing better than talking to football, boys. Let me ask you, Brody, you know what the worst day of the week is?
Tuesday?
Tuesday, yes. You know why it's Tuesday?
Why?
Because there's no football on Tuesday. You got Monday night football. You got nothing on Tuesday. Then you got the radio program on Wednesday. Then Thursday, I got middle school football. So then you got Friday, which is Friday Night Live. Saturday's all day college. Then you got NFL on Sunday. Then we're back to Monday. You're right. Tuesday is the worst day of the week. So, all right. Well, thank you, boys. Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Bring the heat, and you don't want to miss a beat. High school football's where the action's at. So tune in now on Wslm, no need to chat. Friday night lights are back, and so is high school football on Wslm Radio. Wslm is bringing you all the touchdowns, tackles, and triumphs live over the radio and streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Don't believe me? Just listen. Don't believe me? Just listen. Get ready for this week's games with the Eastern Musketeers, Salem Lions, and the West Washington Senators battling it out under the lights. Wslm Sports Zone broadcast on your tickets to all the Friday night action. Don't believe me? Just listen. Come on. Don't believe me? Just listen. Wslm brings the heat, and you don't want to miss a beat. That's high school all season only on Wslm AM 1240 and 97.9 FM. Where your team comes to play. Don't miss Coach's Corner each Wednesday at 7 p.m. and Indiana Sports Talk on Friday and Saturdays from 9 p.m. to midnight. High school football's where the action's at. So tune in now on Wslm. No need to chat. Friday night lights are back, and so is high school football on Wslm Radio. Wslm is bringing you all the touchdowns, tackles, and triumphs live over the radio and streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Don't believe me? Just listen. Don't believe me? Just listen. Come on. Don't believe me? Just listen. Don't believe me? Just listen. Come on. Don't believe me? Just listen. Get ready for this week's games with the Eastern Musketeers, Salem Lions, and the West Washington Senators battling it out into the light. Wslm Sports Zone broadcast for your tickets for all the...
Planning to buy some land or build a new home or maybe put up a fence? Do you know your property lines? Are you in a floodplain? When it comes to surveying your property, call someone you can trust with years of experience. That's McAllister Land Consulting. Call 812-274-0860. Providing fast, friendly service at reasonable rates. McAllister Land Consulting can provide a wide range of services, including residential and commercial certified land surveys, flood elevation certificates, and land usage consulting. Get to know your property. Call McAllister Land Consulting for a free quote today at 812-274-0860.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are live right here at McDonald's, right here, and the ice cream machine is on point, so y'all need to get out here and use some ice cream. I saw a McFlurry go a while ago, and, I mean, they're just flying out the door, so you need to get out here and get one. So we are back, and we are live, and now we have Coach Lowry. How you doing, Coach? Good. How are you, bud? I'm doing good, doing very good. We got how was this week versus last week?
It was good. Good. It was good. It's always nice to get in the win column and get that sour taste out of your mouth. We were able to do that, and we've prepared again very well this week, and just looking to try to string some games together here and get on a little bit of a roll.
So, looking at what actually happened last week, we went into this, we went to Clarksville came up, and we went into this, and I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go again, just like a continuation of what was going on, when West Washington played the Eastern game, and I'm like, oh goodness, and then you sat down with the boys on the bench, and I asked Kevin, I said, what did he say? He said, well, Coach told us to get it together. And next thing you know, it was an entirely, completely different ballgame.
Yeah, we're very confident with our football team. We've been very confident with our football team from the beginning. We understand that there is learning curves. We understand that there's going to be some adversity. We've got a young football team, but they've put the work in. They've done what they're supposed to do. We've got some players that we're really proud of, that have put the work in and developed themselves into very good football players. And, it's a matter now of just going out on Friday nights and executing and putting it all together. When we do that, it's pretty obvious that we're going to have success when we do that. Our deal is consistency. I mean, we've got to continue to build on consistency because, again, I'm not knocking anybody we've played to this point because both of those teams that we played have done a nice job. But when I watch the film, the only people that have stopped the Senators are the Senators. And we're going to clean those mistakes up. And we already started cleaning them up Friday. I thought we played 3 quarters of really good football. I thought the first quarter was not good. But I'm extremely proud of how our kids responded to that adversity. I told them at halftime, and at that point, the tide had already started turning. We had already, we played a good second quarter there, and but the talk at halftime was, hey, I don't know if you guys realize it or not, but it would be impossible for you to play a worse quarter of football than you just played. Yeah. And, I know that sounds silly, but it's, sometimes you got to get the monkey off your back. Right. And, I think when you look at it that way, I'm like, hey, you played the worst quarter that you're ever going to play. And at that point, I think we were up 21-0. And, it tells you we have explosive players. We have kids that can play football. We've done a lot of scheme changing this week, or this year. And a lot of people that watch us may not understand a lot of the scheme changing that we've done, but our style takes a lot of practice, right? And it takes a lot of attention to detail and a lot of technique, and I think it's really fun, and it's going to be super fun watching this thing come together.
Now, looking at with what you guys do in practice, do you notice it's different in practice as what you do during the game?
Well, there's nothing like real live reps. Right. I mean, practice, yes, we simulate a lot of things. We put them in a lot of situations. We try to put, all kinds of different adversity on them, whether it be physical, mental, whatever. But at the end of the day, you got to play football games. You got to play football games to get your timing down. There's just certain things that we can't simulate in practice like you can in a game. I will say, though, the three quarters after the first quarter were really good, really explosive plays, really good execution. And, right now, knock on wood, we're averaging one penalty a game.
Right.
So
that means a lot. One penalty, I think you guys punted one time.
Right.
In 2 games. So that's really good. Like you said, Senators beat Senators, first game, and coming out, that first quarter was like, oh my gosh, and then then they started turning it on in the third quarter. I have to say, in watching all the football games I've watched, there was nothing like watching those 3. That was the best 3 quarters of football I think I've ever watched.
Well, it's no shock. We know that we're capable of doing that, and we're just working to get better. I mean, we want to be playing our best football in November, and that's what we're working towards. And I think it's going to get real fun and exciting when the frost starts getting on the pumpkin.
Right. Yeah, looking at, I have to say, Coach, watching your defense is phenomenal to me because those kids are on the field. I mean, they were on the field 70% of the time, it seemed like, last game. And the game before that, it seemed like it was 90%. And they hung in there. They worked their butt off. Those kids had to sleep great that night.
Yeah, I think our kids are having a lot of fun right now in all 3 phases of the game. Defensively, we've added a couple position coaches in Caleb Murphy and Robert Chandler, and there's kind of younger guys. They haven't been out of school too long.
Yeah.
And I think they've added some nice energy to our staff, and already staff that of course we're super proud of. We're blessed. There's 9 people on our coaching staff, and we were able to add these 2 with a little bit of young blood and a little young energy. And I think some of that young energy showing up in the way we're playing on defense.
Right. Now, going into this week, we got Mitchell. So, and we're going there. Now,
we're home.
That's right, we are home.
Yeah. And we get another home one.
I tell you what, this year we've got a lot of home games, don't we?
Yeah, especially up front. Very front-loaded at home.
So, last year, I remember being at Mitchell and being told that if we used the cowbell anymore, that we were not allowed to, we were going to be kicked out of the stadium. So, this year, I'm just going to tell you, the cowbell's going to be on point today, or on Friday. So, what have we prepared for Mitchell this year?
Mitchell's got good numbers. They're 0-2. They've got over 40 kids on the roster. Their sophomore class seems to be really talented, especially in the skill positions. Running a spread-style offense, seems like they want to sling it around. Expect them to throw the ball quite a bit. We'll have to keep them in check. I mean, it'll start with defense and special teams, and then, offensively, they kind of like to bring some edge pressure off the edge. We'll have to have an answer for that. They've showed some different looks, so it'll be interesting exactly what we get on Friday. But, again, I know it sounds like a broken record, but at the end of the day, it's about the Senators.
Yeah.
And we're gonna continue to address the issues that are slowing us down, and the things that we're having trouble with. And I think everything will take care of itself on Friday if we're able to do that.
Yeah.
Which I have all the confidence in the world we will. We've had a great week of practice. I really like how this team prepares. They do a nice job practicing throughout the week, adjusting to the different wrinkles that you get from game to game. They've done a real nice job with that. And, we're starting to get a little bit healthy. I don't know if we'll get him back this week, but Alex Williams has returned to practice, and he's going to help us a lot. Another skilled guy on offense and defense. Super great athlete. As we get him back, he's going to help us. And then Hudson Crest will be eligible to play this game Friday. So he's also obviously a very experienced high performer for us in the past, and we expect big things out of both of those guys. They'll certainly be a nice lift for our football team.
Yeah, because looking at the last 2 games, it was more like it seemed like those 2 teams were more like a smash mouth, run it down your throat football game. Being a slinger of what we're expecting from Mitchell is something to where you make sure that the DBs really understand what their job is for this football game coming up?
Yeah, and that really doesn't change. Like, I mean, obviously how they align changes week to week, but we have certain schemes defensively ready for certain situations for that, and we go out and more so we're sharpening our tools than we are get ready for Mitchell, and how those tools will apply to Mitchell. But yeah, a little bit of change of pace. Obviously, some more 7 skellies this week and things like that, because it's going to giving our defense a lot more reps versus the past than these two predominant run-based teams we faced the first 2 weeks. So you think about 50. You break them down, and they're almost 50-50.
Yeah.
I think they're 51% run, 49% pass, somewhere around there. So I mean, it's a lot more pass than what we've seen the first 2 weeks.
So watching these two teams, when you watch East Washington, you watch the Clarksville game, it just seemed like there was a switch. It was like it was just flipped, because you didn't change any plays. No. The plays you were running were the same plays you were running in the game before. It's just like it seemed like these kids they just figured it out.
Well, 12 kids got their first start week 1. 12 kids got their second start week 2. And it's what you find is, you get growth throughout the season, but one of the largest weeks of growth is between week 1 and week 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot of growth there, and it showed up. They got to go out and do it again. And this is a group that they can't go out and do it enough right now. We can't play enough football games with this group right now. They're young, and they're excited, and being able to learn how to deal with some of that excitement when you're not an experienced player. And everything's a learning curve. You get a lot of situational football that you have to go over when you have a young team, and working through those situations so they understand exactly what's going on, that there is no surprises.
Yeah, those kids, it seems like, when I'm out there on the field for to practice middle school, I watch all these kids come out, I'm like, you never really see them come out like, oh my gosh, I got to go to football practice. They're excited to be there. And when you get a team that's excited to be at football practice, that's when you know you've got a good football team.
Absolutely. It's we talk about it in our Let's Be Great model, our culture model of make hard work fun. And teams that can make hard work fun, those are special football teams. Those are it's what you find is those are pretty ordinary kids that are able to do extraordinary things because they figured it out.
Right.
They figured out how to make hard work fun. They understand that they are a part of something special. They are a part of something larger than themselves. And flat out, when we get those couple hours of practice, it's the mentality that there's no place else we'd rather be than right there, right now, getting ready for our next football game.
Right. But I talked to Gavin quite a bit this week. Because we were talking about the WDRB was there, and they were talking about Player of the Week and everything. And he wants me to make sure that that everyone understands that's listening to this program that he's not the Player of the Week. It's the entire West Washington football team is what made this be the Player of the Week, because he can't do it on his own. And he loves the linemen. The linemen go out there and they work their butts off, and they're the reason that he can get the passes off and the plays off that he needs to get done.
Yeah, our kids, Gavin, just like the rest of them, they all understand that we all have a role, and none of us are as great as all of us, and it truly is a group effort with us. We really like, I think it's one reason why people really enjoy coming out and watching our football team play, because there is a ton of kids that contribute. It's not a one-trick pony. We get a lot of kids involved. There's a lot of kids that touch the ball on a Friday night, and there's a lot of kids that contribute on offense and defense, and special teams. We're working all angles of it, trying to get every kid involved as much as we can. And I think that's what makes it special. That's what's special about football. I think at the end of the day, I think it's going to make us harder to defend. Always hate looking at a stat sheet and there's, 5 different kids that are contributing that you're getting ready to face. I think that's a heck of a lot harder to get ready for than a one-trick pony.
Right, because and if everyone goes to Max Preps, you will see that you don't put stats on there.
Right,
and I appreciate that. The reason I do is because it's not about one individual person. It's about the entire group of kids. And to look at the West Washington football team, I mean, you guys are what 48 kids, 48 kids on a 1A football team. That's a lot.
Well, we don't have quite that many, but we're certainly building that way. And numbers are important to us. We've taken pride in it. We spend a lot of time, as we discussed before, in the lower levels of our program. We feel like we have to constantly work every level of the program. It's not just about varsity football success. Is that important to us? Is that the ultimate goal? Absolutely it is. But we want JV success. They won their first game last night, 39-0. We want junior high success. Those guys are 2-0 right now. We want youth league success. We're having a ton of success down there, and really building the numbers in all those areas. And it's what's going to get really exciting is we have nice numbers at the high school right now, but they're really getting ready to explode. And the reason why they're getting ready to explode is the emphasis and the attention to detail we've put at all levels of the program. There is no quick fixes. I don't care what anybody tells you. We're building a program. We're not building a football team.
And I noticed that when, you look at your career, and I've gone back and I've looked at your career because, I know whenever, I was at Salem and, your name came up a lot because, you built the youth football program and, going on up and knowing what you're doing here, it really looks at building it from the ground up. When you talk about the ground up, you talk about the youth, the middle school, and then going into the high school. Because what's really nice about doing it the way you do it is by the time they get to high school, they already know what you're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And the bigger, yes, but also the huge piece is just the relationships. And we take a lot of pride in. I walk out on the practice field, and I know, and the rest of my coaches, we know all 75 of those youth players by name.
Right.
We know all 50 of those junior high students by name.
Right.
That's also the unique thing about West Washington is all I got to do is go walk down another hallway, and I get to go see those young men.
Right.
And so that's what kind of makes it unique from some of the other places I've been is it's smaller in structure in the fact that we're all in the same building, but we're building a small program how most people build a large program.
Right.
And we're taking a real big school philosophy to a small school and just really love it and the relationships that are being built, you can't put a price on those.
No, you can't. Now, looking at tomorrow, so every Thursday, how does practice go for you?
So Thursday is our pregame run-through. There will be a heavy special teams emphasis, although we work special teams throughout the week. There will even be more of an emphasis on special teams on Thursday. We go through our pregame warm-up, then we work into special teams, and then we go through 4 different game-like simulations. So we do simulation-type football at about a 3/4 speed. We'll go through 2-minute offense. We'll go through 4-minute offense. We'll go through 2-minute defense and some other case scenarios and working special teams in those different situations as well. So we really like our Thursday structure. We'll highlight a different situation each week, and then we will get together we were fortunate enough to win last week, we will hand out our helmet awards and all of our weekly awards for the previous week. We don't like to waste time on a Monday or a Tuesday doing that stuff. We want to get right to work on the other opponent and really grinding back on the players more of what we got to get ready for this week. And then after we've prepared, then on Thursday, it's a little bit of exhale. Let's hand out the helmet awards from the week before, celebrate that a little bit, then we'll go eat dinner together up at the high school, and then the kids will go home, and most of the coaches will swing over and start our youth league practice and call it a day after that.
So the eating together, that's something that you've always done. Now, what started that?
It's kind of a way of life. I mean, that's when I was in high school, that's how we did it. And spending time together on a Thursday after you put all your work in and prepare for the game, it's just nice to get together and eat together and blow off some steam and just hang out.
And that fellowship,
Absolutely. And those are some of the things that some of our kids will look back on and they'll remember that more than anything else. I know that sounds weird, but as you get older, scores get a little fuzzy and exact details and games get a little fuzzy. But the one thing that you don't forget is the people.
That's true.
And all the incredible relationships that you build through the sport.
Because I can tell you this, I don't, with all the coaching I've done, with all the playing that I've done, I honestly couldn't tell you one score of any game that I've actually ever coached or played. So, but I do remember all those kids.
You never forget the people.
No, you don't.
That's what makes it special.
Well, thank you, Coach, so much for coming in tonight. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
The City of Salem Parks and Recreation Department is planning activities for your children and will have several events and opportunities this fall and winter. And don't forget to take advantage of our facilities at DePaul Park and Riley's Place Playground. Shelters are available to reserve by calling the office at 812-883-2895. There is an outside grill, picnic tables, and 4 basketball goals. Community Park on Salem's east side has a variety of activities, from basketball and tennis to skateboarding, and it's also the location for t-ball games, youth baseball, and adult softball leagues almost every evening and weekend. If you would like to reserve a field, please contact the Parks Department. Also, there is playground equipment, a covered shelter and picnic area, and volleyball and a basketball court at Elizabeth Street Park. For additional information, call Tom Foltz at 812-883-2895 or stop by his office in City Hall.
Let's get on our feet and give a big hand to the starting lineup at McDonald's here in Salem. The quarter pounder is coming on the field. Filet of fish and those golden delicious fries are warming up on the sidelines. And now for the feature star of the night, the Big Mac. You'll score every time with a hot, fresh meal from McDonald's in Salem, whether you're there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Take a time out and stop by before or after the big game to check out their all-day breakfast menu or value menu. Download the McDonald's app and you can get great deals on delicious tastes all day long, including buy 5 McCafe drinks and get 1 free. You'll score every time with the wife and kids when you make a touchdown at the Golden Arches right here in Salem. And don't forget, McDonald's has gift cards so you can give that great fresh taste all season long.
Or stop by 603 South Main Street today. And be sure to tune in at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights with Bubba Abbott on WSLM AM 1220 and FM 97.9 for Coach's Corner, our live local coaches show that broadcasts live each week from...
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are live right here in McDonald's, right here in Salem. Hey, just got done having a great conversation with 3 amazing coaches. I can tell you, listening to these coaches and listening to the passion that they've got with these football teams, and knowing why they do it. I mean, we have these coaches in here. You say, well, they do it because they get paid to do it. I can tell you what, they don't get paid that much money to spend as much time as they do for the amount of money that they've got vested in this program. I mean, you've got you got Coach Gleasing. I know he drives up here from I think Sellersburg every day. He spends from 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning, and he's usually here until 6:30 every night. You add up the hours to that, and then also going into a Friday night football game to where he's going to be going in to from 7 o'clock in the morning to 9, 10, 11, 12 that night, and then waking up the next morning on Saturday and then doing it all over again. There's not enough pay in the world to do that. So I want you all to understand that you've got the peaking coaches is the same way, and I know for a fact Jeremy he's not only he's teaching all day long. He's going to football practice after that. Then next thing you know, on 2 days a week he's working with the youth. Heck, I've seen him coming over and working with the middle school football team. These coaches put so much time and effort into it for the love of your kids, not so much the love of the school that they're at, but the kids that they're teaching. That is what makes a difference to them. And I want you to understand that you guys need to get out there and you need to support those kids, support those coaches, and find out a way to go out there and hype these kids up, because these kids have 4 years of this. After those 4 years are over, more than likely, most of these kids are never going to play football again. Yeah, they can pick up basketball games, they can go out and play softball, and they can do things like this, but they're never going to be able to put those pads on again and go out and play that football game like they can these 4 years of high school. So make sure, I don't care if you have a kid on the team or not, get out there and watch this. You support your team and enjoy the game, enjoy the food, because there's nothing like a concession stand hot dog. So go out there and get your hot dog. And then, by the way, the ice cream machine is working right here at McDonald's. So get out there and get some ice cream. So, hey, that's it for Coach's Corner this week. We want to thank all of our sponsors. Couldn't do it without them, and just thank you, everybody. So, hey, everybody, have a great weekend. Go out there and enjoy some football, and God bless.
We're getting ready for the 53rd season of Coach's Corner on WSLM and gearing up for another season of high school sports on the radio. I'm your host, Chris Hunt, and we're going to bring together all three coaches, their staff, some players. We're going to set them down at the table. We're going to talk about the previous games, and also we're going to talk about the games coming up. Join me live at McDonald's Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock for Coach's Corner.
The NTT.
Last. So why not drive on out to the country today and save a lot at Billy Martin Store in downtown Martinsburg, or give us a call at 967-3997 and we'll be glad to help you.
Country music is the strongest